back. Now, before we went for that break, we were just talking to Madam Lydia Kimani, and she has been telling us about breastfeeding at large and just the issue of breastfeeding with COVID-19 and HIV. But now we are here and we are just looking at the factors that might hinder someone from breastfeeding. There are some medical conditions that I would want us to get a clear picture on how are you going to go about it. Let's say, madam, that maybe you have been diagnosed with cancer, and that is breast cancer. Are you allowed to breastfeed?
Thank you. A very good question. If you have breast cancer, and in most cases, breast cancer is in one breast, so you can still breastfeed on the other breast, unless you are on medications that are contraindicated to that, and that is the health worker who is dealing with that cancer that will tell you, but you can still breastfeed even if you have one breast has cancer, you can breastfeed on the healthy breast. Yes, you can still breastfeed.
Okay, apart from breast cancer, are there any other conditions, or is it possible to have maybe medications that maybe you'd give a mother and tell her do not breastfeed for this number of days because it is harmful for the child?
Yeah, now that one depends on the condition that mother has. If she's on some medication and she's told you do not breastfeed, that would be at the description of the clinician who is dealing with that client, and it depends on the conditions. But in most cases, when women are sick, generally, if a mother is sick, she's supposed to continue breastfeeding. Even when the child is sick, the child benefits more on breastfeeding when the child is breastfeeding. So the fact that the mother is sick does not stop her from breastfeeding. She's supposed to continue breastfeeding unless it's a condition that makes her not able to do that. But a sick mother can still continue breastfeeding, and also a sick child needs more breast milk when the child is sick, and once the child is recovering, she even needs to breastfeed even more. So breastfeeding in sick conditions for the mother and the child is still recommended.
Okay, so how long can you tell a mother to breastfeed? Because mwingine ata breastfeed afike exclusive 6 months, and then once they start weaning, they stop. Others will go for 1 year, others will go for 2 years. What is the maximum? How can you say that now I've breastfed this child, it is too much now, and they need to now depend on other foods, there's no breast milk at all?
The recommendation from the Ministry of Health is exclusive up to 6 months. Exclusive means you're not giving this child water, soups, ugali or anything. It's just breast milk. From 6 months, the recommendation is breastfeed up to 2 years or more. So at least mpaka miaka mbili. But you can even go beyond 2 years. 1 year is not enough. Those who are doing up to 1 year, 1 year, 6 months, not enough. 2 years and beyond.
Okay, someone would ask that, doesn't this child need to go to school, and doesn't this child have to go and interact with other children as well? But that aside, you've heard that you need to just breastfeed your child. You don't care as long as you continue breastfeeding at least for 2 years. Then that is acceptable. But moving on, we've seen a lot of mothers, expectant and even lactating mothers, who actually take alcohol and these other drugs. What can you say that does it have any effect to the child?
When you are pregnant, you are not encouraged to go on those drugs you call over-the-counter. Unasikia kichwa inauma, you go take drugs. Please, when you are pregnant, every time you are not feeling well, see a health worker. Visit a health facility or a health worker and let the clinician prescribe for you what you need to take, because some drugs, we call them teratogenic. They might interfere with the formation of the child, and you find some children being born without hands. Some have malformation. So it is important every time you need some medication when you're pregnant, please refer to a health worker. Don't just take any other medication. Also, it is not right, not recommended for a pregnant woman to take alcohol. It is not good for the baby's health. You might get a child who has a condition we call fetal alcohol syndrome. You get a drunkard child, a child with some malformation of the face and other conditions. So when you're pregnant mother, you're not supposed to take any alcohol, or even when you're breastfeeding, you don't need to take alcohol. And if it's medication, please refer to a doctor for medication. Don't just go and buy any drug when you're pregnant.
Now that we've talked about breastfeeding, what you should do and what you should not do, I think we still need to talk about the situation on the ground. In your experience as a nutritionist, how is breastfeeding going on? Maybe in your area of jurisdiction, maybe in Kitale, or maybe in Kenya at large. Mothers breastfeeding, what is the percentage, and what are the challenges that are facing them?
The percentage of breastfeeding was low. Back in 2014, we had some low rates of 32% of women breastfeeding, but currently 61% of mothers in our country, they are doing exclusive breastfeeding, so they are breastfeeding. So we still have women who are not breastfeeding well. Some say they don't have enough milk. Some fear they'll get to work, so immediately they give birth, they start feeding this child any other food so that the child gets used. But remember, we have said breastfeeding, it's both beneficial to you as a mother, to the child, to the community, and also to the family. And it's so cost effective. You don't have to buy this milk. So why would you give other things? But we also have some myths and misconceptions that are really blocking the breastfeeding. For example, you're in a health facility, you are telling a young lady to breastfeed, and she's like, no, I need to go and be cleansed of some kind. But breastfeeding is clean. What are you going to do? It is there. It's coming naturally from your breast. So we are saying these are myths and misconceptions that are really deterring breastfeeding. But most women are breastfeeding, but we look forward to when all women are able to breastfeed as recommended. And in this case, we won't be having issues of stunting. Stunting is when children are supposed to grow to a certain height, they are still too short. And like in this country, you find, the county, like in the county of Trans Nzoia, you find that 29.2% of children, they are too short for their ages. They don't grow to their full potential. But with increased breastfeeding and other health issues that you follow, you find your children will grow to their full potential, they will grow to their full height, and also their IQs will be sharp. So it is important that we breastfeed accordingly. We still have around 39% of women in Kenya not doing it the right way. And also we have that issues of girls going back to school. How I wish these girls, we don't know what will happen, but how I wish they would have a position to breastfeed, even at schools. And we are glad that the schools are giving a chance these children to continue being in school when they are pregnant and also come back to school. I wish they can also be allowed to breastfeed so that the right of this child, a child can be attained. These children, some children are being left at home and they are not being fed well. And this is a big challenge.
Just before I let you go, maybe you could say something about mothers who take some drugs to increase milk supply.
Taking drugs for milk supply, you don't have to take drugs for you to have a lot of milk. What you need is just to eat well and relax. When you're stressed, and I'll even tell the family and spouses, when we are talking about a shared responsibility to protect breastfeeding. When a mother is stressed, she doesn't have enough milk. When she's thinking of so many things, the milk will go away. But when you are relaxed and you eat well and you position the child well, you attach the baby well to the breast, you relax, maziwa tu inateremka. And the child starts gaining weight. And if you want to know the child is breastfeeding well, we have that, we call it growth monitoring. You take the child every month to the clinic, the child should gain at least 500 grams every month. Nusu kilo kila mwezi. So if you see your child is gaining 500 grams every month, means you are breastfeeding well and you're okay.
Okay, sorry for cutting you short.
It's okay.
But what happens to obese children? Those children who are maybe too heavy for their age?
For breastfed babies, there is nothing you can do. With time, they'll still come back to their weight. But for those who are on formula milk, maybe you need to check on the amount. Those who don't have the parents, you check on how much you're giving. But for the breastfed babies, they'll have some weight. But once you start complementary feeding and they start, you do the right complementary feeding. Up to 2 years, you find some parents, maybe they're just giving junk food, spaghetti. The feed you're giving doesn't have maybe vegetables. There are no fruits. The meal is not balanced. Maybe you're just giving on carbohydrates alone. If you give a balanced diet and the child, you encourage the child to play. It is important that our children encourage to do physical activity. Most parents, they like beating their children. Oh, you're dirty, you went out, you have a lot of mud. It is important that our children play. If they don't play, then they will. So a healthy plate for a healthy child. Maybe another time we can talk about complementary feeding. What do we feed after 6 months? Okay. So that they don't become obese.
Yes. Thank you so much, Madam Lydia, for such an insightful conversation that we've been having. This is the second week now. And just before you go, I want to give you a chance to give your viewer some advice, a health tip. Something about nutrition as a whole or about breastfeeding.
Thank you very much, viewers. We are saying breastfeeding is key to child survival, for children not to die, for children not to get infections, for children not to be sick every other time. Let us do the right breastfeeding, which is early initiation of breastfeeding. Within 1 hour of birth, the child has been eaten the breast. 0 to 6 months, let the child just take mother's milk. From 6 months, let us give mother's milk and also other complementary feeds that are nutritious and they are also adequate. And these children will grow well. Let us support a breastfeeding mother to breastfeed appropriately, whether she's at home, or at work, or at community level. And we'll have a very healthy nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That has been Madam Lydia, who has just been talking to us about nutrition, especially in breastfeeding, because World Breastfeeding Week started on 1st of August. And we've just been talking about breastfeeding, and I hope you've learned a lot from this because I have learned a lot. But if you still have questions and suggestions or any comments, you can still talk to us through our social media pages. That is on Facebook at Imani Television, and also on our SMS line at 0746 780588, and your questions will be answered because we go with demand. When you want maybe for her to come back later and talk about something else, that can also be arranged. I've been your host, Sylvia Nyongesa, and stay safe, stay healthy. Until next week, goodbye.
Thank you.